Behind the Iron Curtain, there was a sound they couldn't silence. In a world of censorship, control, and conformity, rock and roll found a way. This is the untold story of Soviet rock bands, the rebels with guitars who challenged a regime, one riff at a time. In the West, rock was a cultural revolution. In the Soviet Union, it was subversive. Anything influenced by Western music was monitored or banned entirely. But that didn't stop it. By the 1960s, homemade instruments and smuggled Beatles records were sparking a movement underground, literally. Rehearsals happened in basements, bunkers, and abandoned buildings. Let's start with the trailblazers. Mashina Vremeni, Time Machine, formed in the late 60s, they blended blues rock with poetic lyrics. Founder Andrei Makarevich became a voice of cautious rebellion, subtle but powerful. Aquarium, led by the enigmatic Boris Grebenshchikov, Aquarium fused rock with mysticism and philosophical lyricism. They recorded their albums secretly using home tape recorders. Kino, perhaps the most iconic, fronted by Viktor Tsoi, his voice captured the frustration of a generation. Songs like Grupa Krovi, Blood Type, became anthems of youthful resistance. Soviet rock was illegal. Bands couldn't just perform or record freely. They were labeled amateur ensembles and had to pass ideological reviews. Many were blacklisted. So, they went underground. Secret concerts, cassette trading, and DIY recording became the norm. This movement was called magnetizdat, a bootleg culture of music copied on reel-to-reel tapes and passed from hand to hand. It wasn't just music, it was resistance. Everything changed in the mid-'80s with perestroika and glasnost. Suddenly, rock bands were allowed to go public. They performed in stadiums, appeared on TV, and even toured internationally. It was like a dam had broken. DDT, Elisa, Nautilus Pompilius each brought their own edge. Their lyrics were darker, deeper, and more critical of society. They weren't just bands anymore. They were movements. When the USSR fell in 1991, Soviet rock didn't just survive, it transformed. Some artists faded, others evolved, but their legacy remains in post-Soviet music, modern Russian rock, and the hearts of those who lived through that era. To this day, Viktor Tsoi's face is painted on walls across Russia, his lyrics quoted in protests. His voice still echoes. They weren't just making music. They were telling the truth when the truth was dangerous. The story of Soviet rock isn't just about sound. It's about freedom.